The Albanese government plans to spend a whopping extra $24 billion over the next 4 years, including a generous $300 in power bill discounts for every household from Toorak to Tooradin and $325 for small businesses, a move that the Treasury says will reduce inflation by 0.5% next year. This looks very much like an election budget, and there are certainly winners and losers, with fears the short-term boosts lack long-term benefits. Let's bring in Daniel Wild from the Institute of Public Affairs. Daniel, your verdict on the budget, and how exactly are we fighting inflation by injecting billions and billions of taxpayer money into the economy?
Well, that's right. This is a bad budget. It lacks vision and ambition for the future of Australia. Basically, the entire debate has been about whether we means test or don't means test a $300 subsidy. We're facing much bigger economic problems. What this also reinforces, Rita, is that this is a redistributionist government. It's not a growth government. It is a government that is focused on its narrow sectional interests, not on the betterment of the nation as a whole. In terms of the lack of ambition, their own forecasts have real GDP growth in the twos for the next 5 years. Contrast that to the Hawke era, where it was 3.5% growth every single year. So this government has given up on the idea of economic growth, and they're reverting to 1970s-style politics.
The Prime Minister has hit back at the critics who are calling the energy rebates wasteful and untargeted.
We are providing in this budget tax cuts for every single Australian taxpayer, but also energy bill relief for every household. It's the most efficient way for it to be delivered.
Now, there's a lot being said about this energy bill relief and who should be entitled to it, but I think, again, we're missing the point. We wouldn't need energy bill relief if we weren't pushing up the cost of energy deliberately. These are policies that have led to this. It hasn't happened because we've run out of gas and oil and coal.
Well, that's right. It's the tail wagging the dog. It's treating symptoms, not causes. And the cause of the energy bill increases is net zero and the decommissioning of coal-fired power. I mean, we know this from the data. We can go back to 2007 when Kevin Rudd came in, all of the subsidies came in. Since 2007, energy bills have gone up by 9% per year on average. If you contrast that from 1990 to 2007, it was just 3% per year. So they've gone up at triple the rate as a result of whether it's the carbon tax or the subsidies or net zero. So you have to treat the underlying problem rather than putting a Band-Aid on it.
Staying on the budgets, let's shed some light on some of the hidden winners and losers, with cash splashed on everything from plant-based proteins to symphony orchestras. The government is going to be spending $1.5 million of your money to make it easier to understand labelling on food items such as veggie burgers and tofu sausages, $3 million on seafood origin stickers, plus $216 million will be spent on arts and culture, including $5.2 million for orchestras in Canberra and Darwin. Dan, does Canberra need any more orchestras, and why can't they pay for it themselves?
Well, they don't need more orchestras for sure, but they're getting a lot more public servants in the budget, tens of thousands of more public servants with pay rises. Look, there's another three key winners out of the budget. There's the environmental activists with the EPA. They're getting more money to shut down the economy. Those who want to censor, the eSafety Commission, they get more money to shut down freedom of speech. And of course, everybody's favourite billionaire, Twiggy Forrest, is getting even more money from the government to...
He needs the money, though.
He needs the money to...
He's having he needs all that money.
Unproven technologies that we're all going to pay for.
How do they justify something like that? How do they justify giving one of Australia's richest individuals this sort of assistance?
Well, I mean, their argument is it's all to do with the new green, renewable superpower. Look, I think Australians will see through this, and it doesn't make sense. When you're talking about people doing it tough with the cost of living, then you've got policies that are giving tax credits to someone like Twiggy Forrest. It just doesn't add up.
It does not. And budget week is hectic in Canberra, but not so hectic that Labor MPs can't find time to do stupid TikTok videos. Dan, I don't even want to ask you about that clip. They just got to stop doing stuff like that. Just stop with the TikTok, Instagram videos. They don't work. They're cringeworthy. Thank you.